Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Today from the Militia Hill course of the Philadelphia Cricket Club. We're going to take part, sort of, in a field trip day for students, third graders, at the White Marsh Elementary School. It was brought together by a local group. It's the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, and they are partnering today with the Golf Association of Philadelphia, the First Tee program of Philadelphia, and also the Philadelphia section of the PGA to kind of educate these kids, not just in how to play the game of golf, but in maintaining golf courses. Let's face it, without the work that these superintendents do, you won't have any place to play. So we're going to become part of the field trip for these kids from White Marsh Elementary School. See how the soils are maintained, the different types of grasses, and from a recreational standpoint, how to play the game of golf. And of course, our teed off panel will join us a little bit later on with another hot topic for the game of golf. So it's the field trip. It is the first green and a great day educationally and recreationally for some third graders. It's coming up next here on Inside Golf. The 26th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Valley Forge in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit valleyforge.org. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Hi, Tony Salucci with the Beacon Group of Companies. If your company has between 50 and 500 employees enrolled in your health insurance plan, there's a really good chance we can reduce your costs significantly and increase the benefits employees receive. How do we do it? We put you together with several thousand employers of a similar size across the country so your company can get amazing buying power. Schedule a conversation with one of our employee benefits specialists today at mybeacongroup.com.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Today we're at Militia Hill of the Philadelphia Cricket Club, and this is a field day for a group of students, third graders, all of them, from the White Marsh Elementary School. And the idea, I guess if that's the term, began, Kristen Leach is with the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, and this is like a collaborative effort between your group, the First Tee of Philadelphia, GAP, also the Philadelphia section of the PGA. What's the purpose of this day, Kristen?
It has started out as a STEM education on the golf course. It initiated on the West Coast, GCSAA absorbed it, and we decided here in Philadelphia that it made more sense to make it more of a collaborative model rather than just have it. It is superintendent driven, it's GCSAA and PAGCS driven, but I think it's important that if we're going to build the labor, if we're going to build the industry and the game as a whole, bring everybody in and promote the whole industry.
So we're talking like a half a dozen of these field trips, and how does that compare to other regions of the country, for instance?
The program has grown exponentially. So there are chapters that do them. If you have a bigger chapter, they might be doing one a week. It just depends on where you are, how many golf courses you have in your group. And there was one yesterday out in the middle of the country. They're just almost every day of the week. There seems to be a first green going on somewhere in this country. It's wonderful.
And particularly in this Philadelphia area, in southeastern Pennsylvania and this region, you're really assisted by some great agronomy programs at the university level. You have in Doylestown, Delaware Valley University,
Right.
Penn State and its main campus, and also its auxiliary campuses. Rutgers has a great program. You're really fortunate from a resource standpoint of having some of the best in the business.
It is incredible to see that we can bring, and it's not just the universities and the extensions, it's also being able to bring in a watershed, or now known as Wissahickon Trails, or an arboretum. Any entity that is going to help promote the science, the STEM education, and the industry as a whole. We are truly, truly blessed. And in our case, I don't know about other chapters, whether they do it this way, but we bring in our sponsors, and they have some of the best technology ever, as you will see with the Shriner Tree Care Lab. They are able to have the students do tree identification and experience what it's like to water a tree with a big water gun.
Yeah.
We are very blessed.
Yeah, and kudos to the Philadelphia Cricket Club, Dan Mearsman and his staff here for what they do. Like I say, it's a collaborative effort, and these kids are certainly benefiting.
As a college professor, I talk a lot. That's what my students tell me. I talk too much. So any questions for me? Anybody?
I moved over here to another station with Dr. Mike
What are the three-
Fidanza.
let me ask you,
He is
what are the
a
three
professor
particle sizes of
at Penn State Berks campus. And today you're at this particular station at this event where the students got an idea of how not all soils are the same, that beneath the surface is a different type of either sand or silt or clay. How about that? I got an A in my first quiz.
You would be excellent student in my introductory soils course.
Don't ask me
Soils
10
101.
minutes from now to answer that question. But anyway, and the grasses that are more conducive to sand or more conducive to clay or whatever.
Oh, exactly. These students are such wonderful, such a attention span. They love to look at the soil and look at what goes on below the surface. Kind of interesting to see their eyes opening up that soils are composed of different particle sizes, and I try to relate it to their home lawns or home gardening and things like that, and just to get their attention and they can sort of appreciate what goes on below the surface of growing these plants.
Yeah, golf is a game both above and, as Mr. Hogan used to say, in the dirt. It's all in the dirt.
Oh, right, exactly.
What do you got here?
Oh, this is a
Mike?
soil profiler, and the golf course superintendents use this all the time, religiously, so to speak, and they'll remove a slice of soil.
Can you give us a little
Oh,
example
sure.
here?
Over here,
We
this-
can
this
get
is
our,
an easier one
yeah,
right here.
we'll go to a tee,
Right, this is again a sand-based tee.
short grasses.
Slide it in, and this is our agrostis turf, and you move it out, and
Wow.
this gives the golf course superintendent really a detailed look of the turf, look at the root zone, look at the sandy mix. Superintendents in the middle of the summer, they'll look at a profile to make sure those roots are growing healthy in the middle of the summer. Again, the golf course superintendent spends a lot of time observing what's going on below the surface. But these creeping bent grasses love the low mowing height. They tolerate low mowing, and you can see that the root system is just extensive here.
Right.
For going into June, this is fabulous because
And we haven't had a lot of rain in this particular region of the country.
It's been a challenge this summer.
That's why the irrigation systems are necessary sometimes. Huh?
Yes, and part of the water conservation strategies for these golf courses are to use products like soil surfactants to try to help the water infiltrate and maintain some better usage and connectivity of roots and water and air. It's very important. These golf course superintendents, they spend a lot of time looking at what's going on below the surface, where the golfers, are paying
Let the
attention.
pros take care of what's above the surface,
Yeah.
and the supers take care of what's below the surface, which
That's a good
may
way to say it.
make it a lot easier for people to play the game of golf. Hey, Mike, it's a pleasure.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks
you
for
your
giving
time.
our viewers a crash course in agronomy. All right, and remember, it's below the surface, maybe, that is the most important part of this
Thank you
game.
for saying that. I appreciate that.
Stay with us, more to come from Militia Hill at the Philadelphia Cricket Club as we continue with our field trip. It's next on Inside Golf.
The Golf Association of Philadelphia. Founded in 1897, GAP is the nation's oldest regional or state golf association. We serve amateur golf in Eastern PA, Southern New Jersey, and all of Delaware. GAP welcomes all golfers, junior or senior, male or female, public or private. Join the Golf Association of Philadelphia today. Our mission is always to preserve, protect, and promote the great game of golf. Before you tee it up, look us up. Visit gapgolf.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We are at the Philadelphia Cricket Club at Militia Hill Course. Rob Moulds, he has a lengthy title. He is, give us the name of that title.
The grounds maintenance manager.
See what I mean? But he's like the #2 guy in charge of all the grounds. Dan Mearsman is his boss, and Rob is kind of running this day. I guess you could call it that. This is a field trip for these kids, the first green field trip. These kids are from White Marsh Elementary School. A couple busloads showed up here a while ago. They're all over the place at different stations. You've been doing this for a while, right?
Yeah, so this is actually our third time doing it. We started in 2017, 2018, and then unfortunately the pandemic kind of put a little gap in there for us. But we're happy to get it started back up again, and hopefully it can be an annual thing at this point and no more interruptions to it.
All of this is under the auspices of the Philadelphia Golf Course Superintendents, of which you're a member. And you said it's been going on for a while. You have various stations. Give us an idea what these children will move around and get a little bird's eye view of everything going on here.
So we'd like to try to get them involved in not only the game of golf. So behind us here we've got a golf lab, if you will, where they're getting to learn the swing and how to play golf.
And back there is Jeff Surrett, Executive Director, Philadelphia section of the PGA, and some people from his staff in this particular area.
Yes, and then we've got another golf lab where they are learning the swing as well, and that's being run by the First Tee and some help from GAP as well. And then we've got 4 more science-based labs where the kids will learn about trees, soils, turf grass, and technology that we use on the golf course, and then also a watershed lab where they're going to learn about the impact that not only the golf course but homes and every aspect of the community has on a watershed.
Anybody who has seen this show and follows me on social media knows that you guys, in my opinion, are the unsung heroes of the game of golf. If you're a golfer, I don't care where you play, how often you play, what your scores are, you have to get down and respect everything that guys like Rob Moulds does to make courses available for us. We would not be able to play the game, Rob, without you guys.
No, and that comes down to our crew and all the hourly guys, volunteers for tournaments and all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, we're there doing some work, but it's the whole crew and everybody as a whole. So it can be challenging, but it's well worth it, and it's fun, and get in there, get out, and try not to bother golfers out there and let them enjoy the course.
And I'm sure the kids, I don't know, we'll try to talk to a couple of them to find out what was the most interesting thing they did. And I'm sure they like what's going on behind us and over across from where we're standing. But I'm sure the educational value, too, will be something. Maybe if they don't think about it today, they'll think about it 5, 10, 30 years from now.
Yeah, and I think they obviously enjoy the physical activity of getting to play golf. You can't knock that. That's going to be fun. But they tend to have a good time getting to play at the tree station with a water gun and learning about soils, and so we try to make everything fun and not just a boring reading a book kind of thing. So
that's the way it should be on the golf course. Make it fun. Thanks for what you do.
And thank you.
Well, the beneficiaries of these activities today are all third graders from White Marsh Elementary School. Over here next to me is Andrew. And here we have Magnolia. Yep. And this is Evelyn. Now, Andrew, What have you learned today about the game of golf? Not just swinging the golf club, but you also learned some stuff about the soil, right?
Yes. I've learned a lot about soil, the ground, like what to keep the green safe. Like I know how to golf, but like, I'm a good golfer. You really need to like get it into the like, fairway to do good. And like the soil, I've learned a lot about soil. When I first came here, I never knew anything about soil. Now I learn a lot more about soil. Like,
yeah, soil's part of the game too. All right. Listen, I hope you guys had a good. You make a lot of these field trips, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has this been one of the better ones for you?
Yeah.
All right. And I know Andrew here. He's going to be a pro someday. Well, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and good luck next year in 4th grade. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Stay with us here on Inside Golf. Coming up next, our teed off panels ready to go.
You just can't imagine somebody doing that to you. You know, having that kind of a run. So that has forever been etched in my mind as one of the greatest finals of all time.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now with Teed Off, our panel on the back deck here at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin. Beautiful sunny day. For more information on how you can be right here or right there playing golf, go to their website. It is lulucc.com. Speaking of Lulu, Jim Sullivan, one of their most esteemed members, their golf ambassador, I guess you could say, joins us once again.
Thank you for having me, Harry.
Good to see you. Joe Logan, myphillygolf.com, and Oscar Mestre, who is the president, now in his 3rd year, of the Golf Association of Philadelphia. Probably one of the most esteemed and honored members of GAP is Jay Sigel. He had quite an amateur career. And of course, we're going to be seeing the Philadelphia, what is it called now? BMW Amateur Championship, which is run by GAP, coming up at Huntington Valley, not far from where we are now, and also qualifying at Lookaway. That's for another day. But talk about your remembrances of Jay Sigel and his amateur career and everything he won, right, representing the city of Philadelphia.
Right. Well, I don't know that we have enough time to go through
right.
everything he's accomplished in Philadelphia or nationally or internationally, but I can tell you that one of my most vivid memories, and one that I think in the back of my mind is is the best Philadelphia amateur final I've ever witnessed, was Jay Sigel against Andy Thompson, 1987, at Torresdale, Frankfurt.
Wow.
Andy Thompson was 3 up with 9 holes to play. Jay Sigel made the turn on the back 9 and proceeded to birdie 10, par 11, birdie 12, birdie 13, made a hole-in-one on 14, birdied 15. So if you kind of go through all that, you would think by now the match is over. Okay, they're even.
Wow, Andy.
So
Andy's
playing some golf too.
Andy's made a few birdies. He didn't get, I mean, the hole-in-one would have devastated me.
And that's no easy, like 95-yard wedge. That's
no, it's like a 200-yard shot.
Like over the swale, and elevated green, and a Torresdale green at that.
Correct. And Andy and Jay ended up winning 1 up.
What, on 18?
1 up on 18.
So the match went all 36 holes.
All 36 holes, and I just remember thinking to myself, old equipment, right? This was persimmon, a lot of balls. I didn't think 13 was reachable, honestly.
Yeah, Jay
what year was that again? Mid-80s?
87.
87. And I guess it wasn't that long after that he turned professional, right?
And then he
in his senior tour.
Senior tour. But, I mean, that's where I noticed there was a whole different level he had and a gear he had, distance-wise on tee shots and otherwise that was impressive. And obviously I played a lot of golf with Andy. I knew his prowess, his unbelievable short game, his unbelievable competitiveness. And, I'm sure that Andy, at the end of the day, felt like that was a loss, one that he should have won with 3 up. But you just can't imagine somebody doing that to you, having that kind of a run. So that has forever been etched in my mind as one of the greatest finals of all time.
Speaking of Jay and great play, I remember when the National Amateur was held at Murray, he played Dave Brookerson,
yep.
Another Philadelphia gem and member of Huntington Valley at the time, in the semifinals, I believe. And then Jay lost in the finals to, who was the rather large guy that won that year?
Chris Patton.
Chris Patton, who played a little professional golf, mainly I think in Europe and Asia. But that was quite a round too. But Brookerson and Jay,
Yep.
at the time, probably the two best amateur players in Philadelphia, going head to head at iconic Merion.
Well, don't forget too that Jay, he's ruined a lot of locals' dreams. He beat Gordon Brewer in the finals of the U.S. Mid-Am.
Yeah.
Finals.
Yeah. How about any particular memories of Jay Sigel when you were covering golf on a regular basis, more regular than you are today?
I believe the first golf story I ever wrote for the Philadelphia Inquirer was about Jay Sigel. He had, just won back-to-back U.S. amateurs, and I remember sitting down with him and just going to his office and spending a lot of time with him, and that back then his injury from Wake Forest was not fresh, but it was still very much part of his story.
Put his hand through a plate of glass.
Yes.
Oh, trying to open the door.
Or something.
Yeah.
Cut some tendons and stuff. I just remember him being receptive. I mean, a heck of a golfer. I'd say you could learn anything just talking to him. But just a nice guy who I've known ever since and still see him and had lunch with him a few months ago.
Yeah. How about you, Sully? Now, he's a little older than you are, but you must have
we missed generations. We missed generations as far as competing against each other or in any way. But I was in my younger days when I spent a lot of time caddying and watching some golf. I always liked with my father. We would go through the '80s when I was a young teenager. We would watch a lot of Philly amateur, state amateur type stuff. So there's a couple things about Jay that are impressive. Playing that national and international schedule, he still played a great deal of the local events. Really supported, not just the Philadelphia Amateur, but Huntington Valley hosted the Linwood Hall for a number of years. I remember seeing him hit a couple shots at Old York Road during their invitational. So he was great in that way. On the golf course, somewhere in the late '80s, he's in the finals of the Crump Cup. And I went down to the Crump Cup with my father for 5 or 8 or 9 years in a row, felt like a lot of years in a row in that time frame. And he played, and my father would play, and then whenever he would lose, we'd go down and watch the finals on Sunday afternoon. And the 8th hole is the short par 4, and we got a spot right next to the tee, and Sigel hit some kind of an iron, I'm guessing a 2-iron, and it took off like a rocket ship. My dad looked at me and he said, he had a driver off this hole like 3 hours ago. He might have played in the morning match. That looked like it went about half as far as that. I mean, it just resonated, the cannon shot that he hit. And I think that was really his game, was just an unbelievable ball striker. And the couple times I've interacted with him, perfect gentleman, great guy.
I have one Jay Sigel story. It goes way back. When he was a teenager, his father arranged for Arnold Palmer's father, Deke, who was at Latrobe and ran Latrobe, to give him a lesson. And they went out to Latrobe, and Deke said, I'll be out on the range in 5 minutes, go out there and hit some balls. Jay's 14 years old. The other person on the range at the time was Arnold Palmer. He had just won, the Masters in 1960 or whatever it was. And he was scared to death. He put a ball on the tee and hit a shot, dead shank. Almost hit Arnold. Arnold didn't say anything. Second shot, same thing, closer to Arnold. Arnold turned around and he said, hey, son, you're supposed to hit it that way, not that way. And later on, he goes to Wake. He gets the Arnold Palmer Scholarship at Wake Forest. And just a great, wonderful guy. He belongs, and we hope to see him there sooner, not later, in the World Golf Hall of Fame. That's it for Teed Off. We'll be back in just a moment with more of Inside Golf. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership at lulucc.com.
When you vacation in Montgomery County, PA, your money worries get a vacation too.
Oh, you gotta get your value.
Feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free?
$4, that's it? Keep the lettuce coming, Diane.
Parking is free!
Hey, it's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead. Freak out.
For your investment management must-haves, there's Haverford.
From anyone you speak with, from the front desk to your portfolio manager to an investment officer, we make everything feel really easy so that you can sleep well at night.
Everybody here is working together for that one goal,
to make sure our clients are very well serviced.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality. A chance to be part of a team. A career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
That's it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Hope you learned something about the game of golf, as these kids from the White Marsh Elementary School did today during their field trip here to the Militia Hill course of the Philadelphia Cricket Club. It was quite an experience for them, one they won't soon forget, I'm sure. All right, coming up in a future edition, actually 2 special editions of Inside Golf, we're going to have coverage, first time we've ever done this, of the BMW Philadelphia Amateur Championship, sponsored by the Golf Association of Philadelphia. That is some event, and we'll have a look at the 36-hole final in 2 special events, 2 special shows here on Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. See you next time here on Inside Golf. The 26th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Valley Forge in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit valleyforge.org. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.